Everyone look their live list.
That's good.
Joe, I'm counting on you. Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order and the temporary delay of Chair Hammond would request a motion for someone to be appointed as.
Trustee Warren?
Yes, good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Chair.
You're in.
Great chair until Peter can join us.
We just started.
Okay, thank you.
I nominate John Gross.
That's a very big responsibility.
I'll second.
Second, discussion, all those in favor,
Aye.
I have been briefed.
motion carries. Chair Cross.
Oh, jeez. All right, let me get back to the.
Don't we have a vice chair? It's
Mike.
Okay, so where are we? We have to consider November 1st and December 19th meeting minutes
And January 16th.
and January 16th meeting minutes. Each one separately? Or
Yes,
Like
please.
correct.
Okay. Well,
I move to approve November 1, 2019 meeting minutes.
I second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Next one?
I'll
Anyone?
move to approve December 19th, 2019 meeting minutes.
I second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And I'll move to
Approved.
approve January 16th, 2020 meeting minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Beautiful.
Okay. Easy stuff is done. Are we gonna go in the order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. So we're going to talk about the Hayataco facade improvement grant.
I can put you
Bart, you wanna?
Yep, I can take it away. So I did provide a memo within your packet on page 117 for those of you that have one. And so there's just some brief history. So the property that Hayataco was moving into received a storefront grant within the previous 5-year period. Thus, per the facade improvement program manual, direct approval from the CDA would be required for any additional grants offered. They have applied for a signage grant, which is maxed out at $1,500. The actual cost of signage for the property, for the blades, 2 blade signs and 1 wall sign is approximately $18,000. So they qualify for the 50-50 match of the maximum up to $1,500. But as mentioned, they do require direct CA approval per the manual. That manual says that subsequent requests within that 5-year period will require direct approval by a majority vote of the CDA members. In considering this, the CDA shall take into consideration one or more of the following factors: change in ownership, change in business concept, and the ability to attract new businesses. So that's the general concept. I also did provide for your reference your recent actions in terms of approvals. So you also, on August 9th, did approve by a vote of 5-1 a signage grant for Alliance de France, or Milwaukee de France, Alliance Francaise de Milwaukee, sorry, for awning signage. They had received a grant within the 5 years, and similarly on November 1st, by a vote of 4-1, you had voted to approve signage for Bonobo American Bistro. So those are the 2 most recent actions on that. But as mentioned, it does require discussion and approval of the CDA.
So just to back up 1 second.
Sure.
You said they're eligible for basically $1,500.
Correct.
Even though, and that's the maximum. that
Yep,
they can
signage
apply
is
for.
maxed at $1,500.
Okay, so even though they can't go for more. than
Correct.
that.
Not for the signage. Cause we were talking about the facade grant and it was kinda like, I know everyone kinda feels like that building got a lot of love in the past. So we're spending a lot on the facade, but we only applied for the sign grant. Let's not get too
Sorry,
greedy
you are?
with your money.
You are?
Leslie Montemurro, one of the owners of the
Oh,
grant.
okay.
I just want to say I voted no on the last 2, and I'm going to continue to vote no. I feel the signs are a cost of doing business, and I don't feel that the village should be subsidizing every business that comes in, especially if they just had a grant. The building had a grant within the past 5 years, so I'm going to continue to vote no, but let's move on.
Okay,
Aren't those funds coming from the TIF designed specifically for that?
They are, but I mean, there's a limited amount, and once that was the amount that was taken out of TID one before the expenditure period closed, it was transferred over to the CDA, and, you know, once they're gone, they're gone.
Is
You
there
know,
sort
at
of,
that point, the board would have to vote new general fund money over to fund, you know, whatever. I mean, the whole future facade grant, like, that money is dwindling, and I'm not sure if there's gonna be any more money for facade grants, and I just, you know.
is there any sort of clawback provision? I know like if we get a grant and sell a building within a certain time frame, we have to kick back any of the money we took for grants. In these cases, if they apply for more grants,
It's gone,
once
yeah,
it's gone, that's
yeah,
it.
it's gone, it's gone, yeah.
And how long would they get a grant for it? What did they get previously, that building?
So they received 81, the previous, occupant for Ruckus received $81,042 in 2016 for
The
the
tenant
facade that you see out there.
or the owner
The tenant.
received that?
El Camino Partners LLC, doing business as Ruckus, received.
Who's the owner? Sam?
No, the Wassermans.
Wasserman's,
They own
Yeah.
the building.
Russell and Wendy.
And I know there's a lot of
You
history with
remember
that.
they took down the
No, I
wall,
remember it,
took
I
the
just don't know
last
who was the
wall.
recipient of the grant money, was it the owner? He's making the tenants,
No,
too.
it was
the tenant.
Colectivo.
Yeah, according to the records that I have, El Camino Partners LLC, doing business as Ruckus, was
Right,
the applicant
okay.
and recipient of the grant.
This is Palmetto LLC.
Is that correct, Leslie? Is that the
The
ownership?
landlord.
Yes, correct.
Well, similar but opposite to David, I'm gonna vote in favor, because I feel like we can't pick winners and losers, and the policy seems to be kind of,
That's
it's
kind
not
of
the
my-
greatest idea, like, we're just gonna give $59 to anybody who applies. I'm not gonna say no to one party and not another, but I just think the policy needs revision.
Yeah, I guess that would be my point too, is if we think that
A viable
policy
business
is
should be able to
wrong,
afford it, we don't need to give them money to do it.
then that should be addressed as a higher level thing until that happens.
Well, but that's why it needs CDA, I mean, that's why, it doesn't just hand out the, I mean, he does just give a check for a lot of them, but that's why this
Right.
one had to come, that's why the policy was written, that it had to come for us, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
don't want to, you know, I'm just
No,
explaining
I
why I
understand.
voted
I don't
no.
disagree with
Like I
you.
voted no on the prior ones, I'm gonna
Right.
continue to
Yeah.
vote no, and I
That's
wanna
okay.
explain to the applicants,
Right.
it's not anything
Yeah.
about you, it's my
No,
feeling about
absolutely.
the program,
And my feeling is.
and it's basically politics, but that's okay.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm voting no, it's not anything personal about your business, or it's just like my philosophy about the program and this expenditure of public funds, and
Yeah,
so,
understood.
anyway, and they'll all vote yes, so don't worry.
Okay,
You
so.
guys can even have your Ruckus sign if you want.
I'll take it.
Here you go.
Well, in the
Yeah.
spirit of
We could
the
find it in
For
spirit.
some-
We could sell it for $1,500 all day.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I know, I'm
You
just,
should go to like a daycare, they could just.
I
put
was
it
just
in
gonna
there.
say, my kids
Oh,
love
we
it.
got Casa de Corazon.
Ruckus sign, that's a good idea, though, that's a good
Here's
thing.
the Casa. We
Okay,
could
so.
sell it and recoup more than
The
$1,500.
day-
daycare right there.
Someone paid
Oh,
$2,000 for the
cute,
Rocky
those
Rock Coco
kids.
sign out of
You should
Sure, I know.
Yeah, they
sell
can
it
have
on
it.
eBay for a lot of money.
So we have
Do
to
you take
vote on
ownership
this.
of that sign
Alright,
for
so-
Someone
we need
has
a
to make a
motion.
motion.
Yep.
Alright,
I
let's,
can't make the
Well,
motion.
you got any ideas?
Let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
alright, can I get a motion, on this item? Joe,
What's that?
would you like to make a
I motion that we approve.
Okay,
I'll second that motion.
alright.
Can I also motion that we put maybe on the agenda for the future to discuss this policy?
This program in general, yes, it's coming back
Okay.
this year.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed?
Nay,
Okay,
Dusty, were you an aye?
Did you vote?
I was an aye.
Yeah, great.
okay,
See?
so that motion passes. And we are now on to the next side.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'm serious, if you have ideas, I keep trying to figure out what I can spell with Ruckus, but it's just bad words and we can't.
we made those jokes a lot.
So thank you, and I'm serious, if you have if there's a daycare or some fun use,
There is.
let me know, Bart, you know
Okay,
all my
yep.
stuff. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
For coming in.
Shorewood Museum.
All right, next item, Bart, you wanna do this?
Yeah, so, item number 6 is a similar request from the exercise coach, who will be moving into the former, half of the former Harvey space at, 3565 North Oakland Avenue. That entire building received a maximum grant last year for the painting of the facade. Dylan has, requested a sign grant to assist in, the implementation of his, opening, so similarly, I won't read the whole thing. The requirements are, in considering this, the CDA shall take into consideration one or more of the following: change in ownership, change in business concept, and the ability to attract new businesses. And as I mentioned, we have, CDA has provided 2 of these grants recently, so same exact conversation that we probably had for the last applicant would apply to this.
Did this go to DRB?
It did.
I thought there were rules about lighting of signs, no? Are they gone?
There are, but when it's a backlit sign, is that correct? Yeah, so it's a halo-lit signs are allowed.
Oh,
Yep. So yeah, design review board did approve this. They made one modification to the location of it, which is reflected in the plans that are provided. So they approved both the blade sign and the, wall sign, I'm gonna say in November perhaps, December,
Yes.
somewhere around there.
All right, is there any other,
Come outside, man. Over there.
there's both, this will stick out.
oh, I see, there's a little,
There's 2
that's
actually,
the
yeah.
blade sign that sticks out.
Yep, the blade sign projects from the building. There's a handful of those within the district already.
Is something going in the other half? That's a little off topic, but.
At this point, I don't know.
I
So
have
you're
not
not-
heard
you're just
that
occupying
anything.
half of that
We're,
space.
we're just occupying half the space, yeah, rooms on the other end of the building.
All right, should we take the motion on this one, unless there's other discussion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Big Road,
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Okay,
Thank you guys,
Thanks.
appreciate it.
thank you
Yeah.
for coming in.
Yeah.
Good luck with the business.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I know, looking forward to March 2nd.
Yep.
right?
See you, Coach. I wish that, just speaking sort of on this topic, I wish that we were striving towards something with these grants, would be my point. Like, I've just been in
Yes.
Chicago and seeing how they all have like a little bit of a uniform with the blade, but the much larger ones. Like, if we had some design principle we were trying to get steer people towards, like design
Yeah.
review, I would feel better about like, okay, creating a uniform look for downtown. That makes sense to me.
That makes
Just
sense.
randomly, not even randomly, just uniformly giving everyone $1,500 for rent to stay.
Well, that's kind of what the design review board is doing,
That's what I'm,
right?
so my problem is.
We're just approving the money,
I know, there's no sort of.
so
They don't really get
It-
into style and stuff though.
I guess,
mean,
true,
you
they're
know.
not required.
It would
do
be
have
nice
some
if their
something
standards
specific.
did include some sort of homogeneity sort of, or something, striving towards a goal that would require us to give people money. Like, if the businesses couldn't just pick any sign they want, get approval and we pay for it. If they're like, well, it's gonna cost us more to do it the way you want it, so we'll say, yeah, we'll help you we'll lessen the blow off by giving you some money. Cause those are a nicer quality sign, but it's not.
Do you know, so does the design review board work off of some sort of design?
They just use the code. So once
Okay.
again, so to the lighting question, as long as it's halo lit, that qualifies. As long as it's under 18 inches, it qualifies. So, there's nothing unique or special about their review or approval as long as it meets those standards. They do often look at the proportion to make sure, it's not out of place and things like that, but they don't really hammer home on.
Yeah,
There's no larger vision or anything.
Correct.
That's sort of, my issue. It comes to us at the point that it's
They're very code
decided and it can just look like a strip mall all the way down Oakland. No really, it's just a bunch of backlit signs, like a quickie mart after a quickie
I
mart.
thought the sign code was encouraging those monument signs, which I would rather have like a blade sign than those big
Yes.
monument signs. I think they're kind of hideous, but I
This
mean,
goes back to like the discussing this program.
Which we
We can't have any
definitely-
say over how they look, they just come to us as that,
we just, yeah.
and it's.
And the trustee at this point, this only came to you because it was within the 5-year period. Typically,
Yeah,
the
they
bid and I just process it
Oh.
as standard, so. you're only seeing this because it was an exception to the, time frame.
And then maybe we should have a vote on if we wanted this blanket not approved, so we don't have to pick and choose it when they come in. Say, if it's been less than 3 years, the CDA all agrees we're not going to.
Hey, Peter, it's Rebecca.
We'll definitely
Sorry
be
about that, we
reviewing
just got done
I mean,
with,
this within strategic planning.
exercise coach and we're on our way to
Yeah,
approve
I
it.
mean,
Are we talking about these kind of larger issues, these global issues at any point? Is that on the agenda?
Yep,
Yeah, that'll be part of and post strategic planning. The initiatives for CDA for this year will include what kind of programs and policies you want to pursue, and staff will be working on them accordingly. So this will come up very shortly.
on the agenda, okay.
We can table it then.
We'll talk about
Okay,
it.
so, hi Peter. I'm doing your job.
Hi, Chair Kraus was fulfilling your shoes for a little bit, so,
Awesome, thank you.
yeah.
Is Peter resuming this role?
Peter can resume.
Okay. Is that
Okay,
I don't,
we're on number 7, Peter.
Okay.
So, this is actually a great conversation as we head into the next item, which is consider business improvement district, service agreement. Peter, do you want me to just kind of tee up the background on it?
Sure, that'd be fine, thank you.
Okay, so, we have had a service agreement with the bid since 2017. It was a 3-year agreement and accommodated for 4 primary areas. One was administration of our facade loan program and business loan program, and then the second part was business and developer recruitment. I'm not sure if most of you are aware, but the bid recently hired a new bid director. As opposed to previous bid directors.